Hi, this is Lee from coloringqueen.net, and today I've got Little Folk Colouring Book by Christine Karron. Now, this is her third artist edition colouring book. You can see it there up against Joanna Basford's World of Flowers for an idea of sizing, and it is the same size as her previous colouring books, Wondrous Folk and Wildflower Folk. So we've got this beautiful dust jacket which has a slight texture on it, which has the gorgeous artwork by Christine. It's got a fold-out flap with a craft card cover, which is pretty sturdy. Now, the flap is really useful to sort of use as a bookmark for the page that you are working on. We have our introductory title page, which is probably where I'm going to test on my mediums, copyright notice, and a note from Christine. Now, this book features 50 illustrations that you would have seen previously in her other colouring books, plus with 4 new exclusive illustrations for this book. The theme of the book is little folk. So think of elves and fairies and nungos and mermaids and all of those cute things. And we've got our gorgeous froggy here. And Christine excels at this soft grayscale. It is just stunning. All of her artwork is hand drawn, and she is a fantastic artist. Like, check out her YouTube channel. She colors in a way that I've never seen. She is just amazing. All the colors that she uses in faces and highlights. Now, Crowned in Snowflakes is one of the new illustrations for this book, and isn't it stunning with the beautiful angel wings there and the soft snowflakes? What I like about Christine's artwork is that the grayscale is soft enough that it guides you and helps you to learn shading without being so dark that you have to really press and really work with those mediums. Look at this gorgeous little dragon. Isn't it beautiful? And Christine always does such beautiful faces and hands. They're really just stunning. And look at this one. She's under her little shelter of leaves. Now you can see that the illustrations are really well positioned on the page, away from the gutter. Isn't this fairy book one cute? I'm trying to find a picture to colour. I can't decide. Fairy dust as well. Isn't that just beautiful? They're just so stunning. And look at the grayscale on the bubbles. So if you wanted to learn bubbles, this is one of the great ways of learning it. Now, the paper, as you can see, is ivory, off-white, if you like, and it's 150 GSM. I'll be testing out mediums in this book. I'm going to try a few different pencil brands that I haven't used before in these books. But if I don't select your favorite pencil brand, isn't this just gorgeous? Look at those roses. If I don't select your favorite pencil brand, check out the links below, because they're books where I've tested the mediums on and they use the same paper. They're by the same publisher. So look at tiny little lizard here, and she's just peeking out. We've got all of this soft color and a lovely border around it as well. And I love how she names all of her images as well. So makes it easy to share on social media or to do buddy colors, because rather than saying go to page 5, you've got an actual name there. And so we've got the flower girl, and isn't she just gorgeous? You can see that this is lighter art in the background. So it's to indicate that it's in the background, and we've got the darker lines in the front. And as usual, just so beautifully shaded. Just so stunning. Flowerling, and she's got a great big head of hydrangeas there. Garden friends. And again, the leaves are in the background. They're just very soft. And we have this darker liner at the front, but not too dark. And you can also see the crispness of the flower petals there. Just really beautiful. We've got the Good Morning Fairy, which features on the cover of this book. The Happy Fairy. And if only every day was like that, hey? Look at her gorgeous little shoes that are all turned up and the beautiful leaves there. We've got Hulking Hands. So we've got a little young girl in this one with her cat and her chickens. And this background art is more sketchy and pencil looking than the grayscale of the artwork at the front. But even the border has been so thoughtfully created to look like little bits of timber. Just beautiful. As always, we've got Henhouse Gossip here with the hens with their little bonnets on and they're having a little chat, as you do. And these rough-looking trees in the background to indicate that they are far away in the background. We've got the Jester, which you can imagine that beautifully coloured. The Leaf Rider and her stunning light, her little fairy wings there in the background. And she really does look like she's flying just with the movement on her sleeves there and the position of her legs. She really manages to capture with her hair and the tilt of the little scarf there that she is actually flying through the sky. And we've got a little boy here, a little fairy boy. We don't really see that many little fairy boys, so that's a nice change. And a gorgeous little monster. Like, look at how cute it is. It's got like these little teeth on the side and it just looks so realistic. You would expect to see it hanging around with its little wings. And look, it may be cute and ugly, but she loves him. We've got the Lucky Clover. And now this is a more mature woman. So it's not just little young people, it's just little people of all ages. And Maybells. Now this is another new illustration for this book. And look at the detail in this little, I don't think you call it a hat, but it's like a little, I think we'll call it a hat because I can't think of the name for it. But you got the leaves in the background that are light off, and just even the mouth, it just looks really open and beautifully drawn. We've got the mermaid's shoes, and she's got a whole treasure chest there of her treasures, and she's also got her shoes. I don't know how she's going to wear them, but she's got them. And we've got a little leprechaun here, great for St. Patrick's Day. Never really have anything to colour for St. Patrick's Day, so I'll have to remember that. Now we've got Miss Pumpkin, which is also an exclusive image. Be a great one for our fall and seasonal colouring, or Halloween if you want to get away from the spookiness. It's pretty cute. Mushroom Mood. And look at this wand in the background and such small detail, little tiny mushrooms up there, and then this little background of mushrooms as well. She looks a bit worried about something. She's even got like little wrinkles there, which is very cute. We've got the pea elfling, which is absolutely gorgeous. And she just looks so tiny with her little big lips. And the pirate. Now, you would have seen a lot of these images on Instagram because they are 50 of the illustrations out of the 54 are from previous books. And there's been some fantastic colouring of those images. I can't wait to see what people do with these new ones. Rosehip Elfling. Now, this is the last of the new illustrations in this book. And we've got a little background of just very pale leaves here with no detail. They're just off in the back. So there's the rose hips there. We've got scratchy sweater. I think we've all bought a sweater like that. That's a bit itchy. And we've got the mistletoe there, so maybe a good one for Christmas. Seedling and gorgeous design. The little fairy or the little creature looks like it's coming out of the plant. It's growing like a little seedling. And Sleeping Beauty. This is one of my favorite pictures by Christine. It's just stunning. I always love looking at that one. The snail elfling. So we've got the little snails coming out here. And it's very sweet and whimsical. Just all up a gorgeous little illustration. Then we've got Spring Bringer. And again, we've got these lighter in the background here, the sun rays. You might not even see them on camera, but they're there. And very faint little butterflies as well. Some of them are darker than others, and they're just off in the background. Very Bambi-esque, isn't it? And we've got Starcatcher, and again, the stars are paler to indicate that they are off in the distance. We've got these beautiful voluminous clouds down here while she captures this gorgeous star in her hands. And look at the way her hair is flowing. And if you're like me and not really good at hair, you just follow. Where it's dark, you do dark. Where it's light, you do light. Just makes it so much easier if you want to learn about shadows and cast shadows and light source. We've got the Summer Night Fiddler with her beautiful dress on. Summer Rain, and you can almost feel the rain touching her face. It's even drips coming down on here. Beautiful little water drops there in the background. Sweet Maple, an older little one as well. And really so much expression in the face. I don't know who she uses to model these or if it's just out of her imagination, but they are so realistic. The frog prints, another one of my favorites. Just such a gorgeous illustration. We've got the little pond here, and it's even like the little ripples as the water drips off from the frog's little leg there. Very, very cute. Now, this is a slightly darker grayscale on the tree behind, and then it tapers out into a lighter grayscale here. Got beautiful fox. He looks a little bit cunning but sweet. And Trollerina, not as much grayscale on this, but still soft enough that you can be guided. And look at these beautiful ribbons, how they taper and go softer. I like the frame for this as well. It's really very gorgeous. And the Unicorn Princess. This is stunning. We've got the little glow of the star there that you could fill in with white if you did a background or something like that. And it's a beautiful unicorn. Absolutely stunning. So many small details in Christine's work. Just absolutely gorgeous illustrations. And Winter Warmth. We've got some snowflakes in the background. Our little mouse is cool. And again, a great one maybe for Christmas or for winter colouring. It's just adorable. And sadly, all good things must come to an end. But I will be testing out some mediums now. And if I don't include your favourite medium, please check out the links below. Then let's get started. Okay, let's start with the Copic. Now, I know it's going to bleed because Copics are an alcohol marker, so I'm just going to put some paper in between. And here we go. Now, we'll wait until it dries and I'll show you how they are once they're dried. We'll go with the Tombow marker. now. Now, these are water-based, so you can also add water with them, and you can blend them in with each other as well. Now, they shouldn't come through, but you never know. That's why we do these tests. And we've got the Inktense pencil here, which the pigment on it is actual ink, and it usually produces a vibrant color. We'll dissolve that with water, and it should be fine. Beautiful, vibrant color. And the Neocolor II. Now, this is by Karron. They're crayons, you can blend them, and they also dissolve in water. So we'll wait for those to dry and we'll come back to them. In the meantime, let's test out the Prismacolors. So I color very lightly, so I'll just go in here and blend it. And we can do multiple layers with the Prismacolors. The paper is very smooth. It's going on very easily. And with a bit of firmer pressure, I am able to flatten down that tooth just within 2 layers. Usually I would do more because I like to erase my mistakes, and it's easier to erase if you don't have as many layers on there. But it goes on very smoothly, and because the paper feels relatively smooth, it doesn't have a lot of tooth to flatten down. So just going in for a third round here. And there we have it, Prismacolors. Now to the Polychromos. Now these are oil-based as opposed to the wax-based of the Prismacolors. I've always been a Prismacolor girl, so using Polychromos is always a bit different for me, but they're going on very smoothly. And they're such a high quality pencil. Blending back in. One of the things I really love about the Polychromos is that the water-based version of the pencils has got the same color numbers as the normal regular colored pencils, so you can use the same colors between them, and it's really good that they've worked it out like that. Now, as per usual, they go on like a dream, they blend really well, and it's flattening down the tooth on just 2 layers. Now, these are the Derwent Chromaflows. So very smooth going on. Quite like the Prismacolors. Easy to blend into the other color. They are very soft, so if you like a soft pencil like a Prismacolor, you'll probably like them if you haven't tried them already. Very smooth, and just like with the other ones, we'll do 2 layers here. And flattens out the tooth very, very well in just a quick 2 layers, a real rush job. Now with the Felissimos, because they're so close in tones, I've just picked up 2 random ones. These are from the Felissimo 500 set, not the monthly subscription box. So they feel hard uh, as compared to the soft pencils that I've been using. And now flattening down the tooth, which is good. But I feel like if I had to do a very large picture with them, that my hands would get sore because I'm really not used to the hardness of them compared to the softness of the Prismas and the Derwents that I've been using a lot lately. And of course the Polychromos, but I rarely use Polychromos at all. So my experience is more with the wax-based pencils that I seem to gravitate towards. Now, second layer is going on very smoothly. There's quite a lot of colors in that set to choose, so I probably could have selected something that was a bit more closer in the blend, but the problem is with the 500 pencils that they're all so close in tones. It'll take you a while to figure it out, but they do blend smoothly. They're flattening down the tooth, but for me personally, they feel a little bit hard on my hands. But if it was a small picture, yeah, but maybe not for a big picture. Now, the Steadtler Ergosoft, they've sort of been designed so that they're easy to hold. Now, they are a lovely pencil, and I've used them a lot in my Joanna Basford's colouring books. They don't have quite the pigment, the colour selection, etc. of the other premium pencils up here, but they're still pretty nice. On this paper, they feel a bit harder, but that's compared to the softer pencils that I've just been using. They are flattening down the tooth, and we can add another layer here and flatten even more. And I think they're a pretty good quality little budget pencil. I certainly enjoy using them when I do use them. And there we go, the Ergosofts. Now, the Muji, these are a Japanese pencil from the brand Muji. If you're in Sydney, there's a store, a Muji store in the city where I bought these, but you can buy them online. They're just, they don't have numbers or anything, and oh, sorry, they do have numbers. But they're just really smooth. I really enjoy using them in my colouring books. They seem to go really well with the paper that a lot of Japanese publishers use. And I don't know, they're just cheap and cheerful, and I quite like using them. They're flattening down the tooth here, and they're producing a nice little colour there as well. Now, the Black Widow, these are from the Monarch and the Scorpion sets. So very smooth going on. They're a really creamy pencil, the Black Widow. The only thing annoying about the Black for me personally is that although you can get open stock by emailing them, it's just so much easier if you could just buy it, go onto a website and buy it, an open stock color. But that's the same with the Muji and the Ergosoft. You can't do that either. So at least you can get them from Black Widow direct. Now they're going on very smoothly. They're pressing down on that tooth, and they really do produce a lovely color, very creamy, and that thin barrel makes it pretty easy to hold as well. So there we have it. Let's check out and see if the Copic did bleed to the other side. Yes, we knew it would. We knew it would because this is not alcohol paper. So it did bleed through to the other side, but this is the interesting thing. If you've got paper in between, which is what I had, There's no marks on that paper that I was using in between the pages. The alcohol marker didn't bleed through. So if you do want to use alcohol marker, just put some paper or thick card in between and that'll protect the pages. So you can do it, it's just going to come through that page. Now, where our water-based ones are, you can see that there's a very faint ghosting from the Tombow, but nothing from the Inktense or the Karron gouache. So there we have it, our beautiful colours. So if I haven't included your favourite colour in these testing of mediums, just check out the links below and you might find that I've already tested it in another book with the same paper. So that's it from me. Until next time, stay safe and happy colouring.